Hello and welcome to this time management event. I hope that you will find this event helpful. This event was hosted live on our study family server on Discord. So if you want to participate in more events live on Discord, then make sure to go to the first link in the description down below and join our study family over there. We're gonna have events talking about how to study more effectively, how to use Notion for taking notes, and also how to study using the active recall method, which is one of the most effective methods of studying for any of your exams. So if you want to participate in the future and be a part of the Q&A sessions live, make sure to go and join us on our Discord server. Without further ado, let's start with this time management event, and I hope that you will find it helpful. Goodbye. Time management for many is considered as something impossible or something that only the successful people can do, or successful or very highly effective people can do. But actually, time management is much simpler than that. It's a very simple process. It's basically using the time that you have in the most effective way possible. And I hope that through this presentation today, I'll be able to give you a small guide or a small help that will help you to manage your time more effectively in the future. So I love this quote over here. It says, "It's not enough to be busy, so are the ants. The question is, what are we busy about?" So yeah, it's not about not about that you are busy or the activities that you have during your day. It's about using the time the most effective way possible. So today's structure will be as follows. We're going to start with a small introduction. What is time management? And then we're going to move on to the importance of using a calendar. Then later on, we're going to move on to categorizing your activities. I'll be showing you small categories that you can use in order to easily categorize your activities that you're going to have to categorize during your week in order to manage your time properly. Then number 4 is implementing what we have learned. I will be opening my calendar, and we together are going to be managing or scheduling the next week. For my next week, I'll be telling you what I have and what times I will be starting, just to show you how I personally do my calendar. Then number 5, we're gonna talk about some tips and tricks as well that I have learned during the last 4 months of trying to manage my time with a calendar. Then at the end, we're going to have a Q&A, and during the Q&A you can ask questions. And as I said earlier before we start, that I will be having the chat in the event room chat or event chat room over here. So if you have any question during the presentation, you're very welcome to ask them, and if I can answer them directly, I will be answering them. If not, then I'll be answering them during the Q&A section at the end. So let's start. Introduction of time management. And we often kind of hear this saying, or we as well say it as well to everyone: I don't have time. And let me just give you a small presentation of your day. So let's assume this is your day. Let's assume that you are sleeping healthy, sleeping 8 hours during your day. Okay. Then also, let's assume that you are resting 5 hours during your day. For example, 1 hour when you wake up, maybe you want to shower, eat breakfast, and so on. Maybe 1 hour during the lunch, 1 hour during dinner, and those are 3 hours. Then we have 2 hours maybe before you go to sleep. You want to just like chill and not do anything. That in total with sleeping will give us 13 hours. And that will leave us with 11 hours during our day that we can use the most. You can basically do whatever you want. You can study, you can work, you can do a lot of things during 11 hours. And yet we say we don't have time, even though we have 11 hours during our day. So the most important thing to start time management is understanding that my time is 100% in my control. This is the essence of time management, that knowing that I can choose what to do during those 11 hours. I can either spend those 11 hours in an effective way or just sit down and watch YouTube during those 11 hours of my day. And I'm one of the people, I'm the first people to admit it, that I'm guilty of saying, for example, I don't have time. Let's say I should go to the gym, and I say I don't have time to do that. But yet I open my phone and like spend 1 hour watching YouTube videos and instead of going to the gym. So that's just a simple example. I want you as well to think about the times where you said, I don't have time to do this, or I don't have time to do that. And then you just spend 1 hour, 2 hours watching a series or watching a YouTube video or just chilling, not doing anything. So yeah, time is 100% in our control. Keep that in mind, and let's move on to the importance of using a calendar. So since we established that time is 100% in our control, then we need a way to kind of see how many hours we have during our day. And that can we do with the help of a calendar. It gives us a realistic view of our day, how many hours we have during our day. And kind of when you say that I have the entire day in front of you, or in front of me, we think that time is like the entire day will be so long. I'll be able to finish a lot of stuff during the day. But in reality, even though the 11 hours seem long, but you cannot do that much during those 11 hours. And that's why when we use the calendar, we kind of get a very realistic view of the day. And this is a calendar, for example. It only has the time when we wake up and the time when we sleep. So as you can see, those gives you the slots, the time, and just you can see a visual presentation of what you have. And I like this because it really ties very well with Parkinson's law that says work expands to fill the time that we allocate to it. And basically, I'm going to give you 2 examples before we move on to scheduling the calendar. So, for example, if you wake up during the morning and say, I have the entire day to finish chapter number 1, then you kind of sit down and then maybe relax and not start with chapter number 1 because you think that you have the entire day to do it. You don't think that's a priority to do it now because you have the entire day, you have many hours left to do it. But if let's say that we just schedule the first 4 hours of our day, only the first 4 hours from 8 a.m. to 12, that during this time we need to finish chapter number 1. Then we will have much shorter time. We allocate much shorter time to that singular or that specific event, which is finishing chapter number 1. So we use that time much more effectively, and we will be able to finish it during those 4 hours. Even though, for example, the first example, we spend the entire day, but now when we set 4 hours for it, we actually finished it in 4 hours. So work expands to fill the time that we allocate to it. Okay, so this is number 1, to give you a realistic view of your day and the hours of your day. Then the second part is about physical versus digital calendars. Personally, I would say it doesn't matter whether you're using physical or digital calendar. Personally, I use digital calendar, and this is because I'm going to give you some pros and cons of me using the physical or the digital calendar. So digital calendar is visually appealing for me. It's easy to change and rearrange things, and can be accessed whenever and wherever. However, the cons with it, it's not always in front of my eyes. So like when I'm sitting right now in front of my computer, if I don't have the calendar open, I cannot really see the times, and I cannot really see how many hours I have for like this certain event. So I always have to open it and so on. But other than that, I personally use digital calendar, and I would recommend it to anyone who starts or wants to start with scheduling their time, because it's easier and does not require a lot of effort to set up, and also saves you a lot of time. So yeah, that is that. So now let's move on to the fun stuff, or the fun things about scheduling your time. And this is now we're going to start of implementing what time management really means. So we all have a lot of activities during our day, and it's very important to kind of categorize your activities, what you're going to do during your day. And I like to categorize them into 6 different categories. And right now I'll be going through them in the order that we're going to be implementing them in the calendar later on. This is not in the order of priority, because if it was in the order of priority, then I'll put, for example, family and friends at number 1 or number 2. So this is only in the order of how we're going to implement them later on, or add them to the Google Calendar later on. So first category is start and finish. Let me just check one thing over here before we move on. So first category is the start and finish category. So this is when you wake up and when you are going to sleep. So basically, how many hours do you have during your day to do stuff? Let's say you wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then you're going to sleep at 10 p.m. So this is just seeing how much time you have. Second category is things that you must do and cannot change. Those are things that you must attend to, for example, lectures, meetings, doctor appointments, or maybe a shift at work that you have to go and do. So those are things that you don't really have control over, you can't really change them, and you have to attend them. So this is the first category. Let's make sure that I'm recording still. Yes, we're working. And the third category is the things that you must do, but they are more flexible. So like you know that you must study, but you must not start studying at 9. Maybe you can change it and start studying at 10. So those are things that you must do, but can be more flexible about it. And this also goes about housework. So for example, cleaning, cooking, washing the dishes, washing your clothes, doing laundry, and so on. So those are things that you must do during your week, but they are more flexible. Then we have the fourth category, which is family and friends. So calling your loved ones, having meetings, and doing fun activities. This is to have your social activities of the week, because it's very important that even though we want to be effective people and everything, we must spend a lot of time with our families, with our friends, with our loved ones, because like if you don't spend your time with your friends, who are you going to spend them with? Your friends are the people who you care about you, who you care about them and love them and loves you as well. So it's really important to schedule time for them, schedule time during our week for them to help us mentally, to help us feel good about ourselves, to help us feel more happy as well during the week. And then the fifth category, which is exercise, and I wrote optional because not everyone exercises, but I really recommend it to everyone. This can be running, home workout, swimming, or just walking outside, because running or exercising really helps our body, help our physical health in the future. So it decreases decreases the chance of us having heart diseases in the future, for example. And right now, personally, I started implementing exercises into my schedule, no matter what. Like every week, I need to have 1, 2, or 3 days of just exercising, maybe jogging or whatever. And now the weather started to be beautiful again, so we can go outside and do exercises if we don't want to go to the gym because of now during the virus and all of that, or during the pandemic. And then the final category is me time and hobbies. And this is like, do whatever you love doing. We all need this time. We all need time for ourselves. We all need time to just relax and do whatever we love doing. So yeah, let's see. These are the 6 categories, and you can just take a look at them right now, because now we're going to be actually leaving this page, and we're actually going to go and implement what we have learned. what we have learned right now. So take a look at them if you want to take a screenshot or whatever before we go and move on to the Google Calendar, my personal Google Calendar, and then schedule the next week. So implementing everything that we learned, those 6 categories, into the calendar. This is the previous week, or this week that we just had. This is my week that I had, not now. And this is the next week. This is Monday, the 8th of March, tomorrow. So let us start by starting time management, actually, and start scheduling our time. So as you can see, we have our day, which is the first category, when we start and when we finish the day. And we start, as you can see, wake up at 6:30, between 6:30 and 7. That's when my day starts, personally, or that's what I aim for. Sometimes it happens, for example, like in here, I was not able to sleep at 10 and I slept at 11 instead. And then that also made the next day, I just increased my sleeping, or not increased, but like instead of waking up at 6, I woke up at between 7. So yeah, just so that I can get those 8 hours of sleep. So wake up 7 a.m. Then after waking up, I like having 1 hour of just relaxing, or just morning time, maybe eat breakfast, shower, and change clothes. Those are the things that I do during my morning, during this hour. Eat breakfast, shower, and change my clothes from my sleeping clothes to something else. And this is also very important, but that's a topic for another day. Then on Monday, I actually have some lectures. And over here, this is my this is the university schedule. So this is already set. I subscribe to the calendar of the university, so it gives me at what hours I will be having lectures. And they also like adding this kind of stuff, like self-studies. And that's why I don't just like adding it like so, just activating the calendar. Instead, what I do is that I make my own copy of what is shown on the university calendar. And I already made it for the weeks ahead, but I removed it just so that I can show you for this presentation. So on Monday, tomorrow, I'll be having a lab in the morning. So from 9 until 12. So as you can see, to the left side, which I forgot to mention earlier, that I have kind of different calendars or different categories that I categorize my events, or the things that I will do during the week. So as you can see, you have work here. We have a category for others. So for example, the things that I cannot categorize within those 6 categories that I told you about, I can just put them under other. Then we have family and friends, and this is the time that I'll allocate to my family or to my friends. Then we have the morning and night, birthday as well, just to remember people's birthday, house tasks, workout, study, university, these are university lectures, and then reminders, and then of course relax. This is the time when I will be relaxing. So now I put this under the university category, like so. I have a lab tomorrow. Then on Tuesday I will be having seminar. So just do that, seminar, like so. Perfect. And where is it? University. And sometimes what I like to do is just like doing this and just duplicating this, because most of the time it's just like, it's kind of the same thing, just duplicating it and just moving it to this over here, where I'll be having lectures instead of lab. So if we do this and write lecture, perfect. And then we do the same thing, we just duplicate this, and we have another lecture actually during the afternoon. So, and will be a shorter lecture, so from 1 to 3 p.m. And then, okay, let's do this and duplicate this 2 more times because we have 1 lecture on Thursday and 1 lecture on Friday as well. So let's do this and perfect. And let's do this one last time. Like so and like so. Perfect. Then now we set everything that we need to set up in terms of our university lectures. So now we can remove this. So as you can see, this is a starting point. We have lab tomorrow, we have seminar on Tuesday and everything. So now those hours, we know that we cannot do anything during them because this is a set and go. Like we cannot change anything with it. So I also have a meeting on, let's see, when was it? Thursday at 6:30, no, not 6:30, 2 p.m. I was looking at the other time, 2 p.m. This should take 1 hour. So meeting, this cannot be changed either. I'm gonna put it under reminders, like so. Perfect. And I think this is all that we have for the things that cannot be changed. So meeting and the lectures. Tomorrow, I will also have, so yeah, now since we set out the first things, now we move on to the third category, which is things that we must do, but can be a bit flexible. And this is now study. What hours am I gonna study? So in the morning over here, I don't like studying in the morning before lectures. Don't like studying them. I like to study before, the night before, just get an idea of what the lecture will be about. But in the morning, I like to work instead. So like either answering emails, answering messages, comments sometimes, when it comes to YouTube and all of that. So if we add work and then we add it like so. And this is like, for example, when I was writing the script for this seminar as well, I wrote it during one of those hours in the morning. And let's do that and duplicate this. And let's put this over here. So here, as you can see, on Tuesday, I have 2 hours. And the reason why I put work on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday is because I only have 1 hour during the morning between my lesson and like when I woke up and my lesson. So I will not be benefiting a lot from studying during this 1 hour. Personally, I cannot focus that much during this hour. So I like a bit more time. That's why now on Tuesday, actually, I'll be able to have a study session over here because I will be able to actually focus during my time. So this is done like so. On Monday, I also have study groups. We have study groups with friends on Monday, which will start at 2 p.m. And this will start from 2 p.m. most likely finish until I would say maybe even 8 p.m. We'll be studying a lot during that day. We will be revising the lectures from the first week during this course. So I would say study over here, study with friends. Let's do that. Study with friends. Perfect. Perfect, like so. So one thing which you might guessed already that I forgot to add, or not forgot to add, but did not add yet, and that is the time when I will be resting. So as I mentioned earlier, I personally rest like 5 hours during the day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour during the lunch, 1 hour during the dinner. So I like to eat every 4 hours. So here we started working at 8. I finished breakfast at 8. I started working. So from 8 until 12, we have lecture. We worked a bit. So now from 12 until 1, it's actually time to eat a bit. So I like to eat and relax because this is my eating time and my relaxing time as well. It's kind of my me time, the one I mentioned earlier. So we do this, we do that, and just changes to 1 hour. So since we're gonna start working at 2 p.m. over here, I still have 1 hour here before that. So here I can study, I can prepare for the things that we will be studying, my friend and I, afterwards. So let's do this and let's do that. And then of course after this, or no, like during this time we will not study during the entire time. We're gonna take some breaks, and I would say I would take the break here between 5. It will be a half an hour break this time. Relax and eat, because we want to use the time as effective as possible. Let's do that and then relax. Perfect. So finish at 8. Most likely it will take a bit longer, maybe 8:30. I'm not really sure how long it will be. And afterwards I will be just relaxing. It will be a really tough day. A lot of things to do during the day. So we're just relaxing and eating as well afterwards. Like so, and then going to sleep. Of course, I will be talking with some friends and families as well during that time, but it will not be anything big. So this, as you see, this is the first day that we have scheduled, and we're gonna basically do the same thing for the rest of the days as well. And so here on Tuesday, I will be having actually some laundry, which will be at 4 4 to 5:30. We have laundry. Perfect. So this is, I write it under house tasks. Perfect. Here we have some laundry, and of course I need to relax after finishing the studying in the morning and then the seminar in the afternoon. So let's do that. Eat and relax and add it here. Actually, what I tend to do is that just duplicate this 7 times and don't repeat, and repeat for like once a day, and then after 7 times. Let's do 6 times. So yeah, perfect. And this is set for the rest of the days. So now after relaxing a bit, I'll be needing to study as well, because last week I spent a lot of time on working on Discord with the new update and everything. So this week I need to focus a lot on studying. As you can see, there was not a lot of time studied during that week. So here I'll be studying from 1 to 4. Doing the laundry, I'll also be eating. Relax and eat while doing the laundry. So like while waiting for the laundry to finish, I can eat and relax a bit. So after the laundry finishes, I will have most likely some study with friends. Perfect. This is I will be having on Tuesday. I'll be calling my friend and then we're gonna study together. And then during the night, I'll be calling my family or some of my friends as well and just talking to them. Talk to friends and family. So perfect and perfect, like so. So this is one day. Wednesday, actually we have now lecture in the afternoon, so we can study 1 hour after this. So the next few days will all be studying, because it's a lot that I need to go through. And we'll take a half an hour afterwards. Half an hour break, and then study. And the reason why I want to finish a lot of studying during those days, is because on Wednesday, we are planning to go out, and that will be at 5, and most likely will be like until 10 or something, if not more. So going out with friends. So I'm excited for this day, and let's do this and family and friends. Perfect. So this is some time off from studying and everything. So here we have studying, and here we have, can duplicate this and put this over here. So as you can see, it's we're scheduling the time, we're scheduling our studies depending on our needs, how much we need to study during the week. If we just do this, make sure that everything is working. Yep, everything is working. We're making sure that we are using the time the effective way possible. We're scheduling our time to rest, because that is very important. Very important to set the time that you're going to be resting, because when you start working, when you start studying, for example, here from 1 till 4, it's nice to know that after 4, I'll be able to relax. I'll be able to relax and eat. That gives you a little bit more motivation to know that now I work hard, now I study, because afterwards I'll be relaxing. I'll be able to relax for 1 hour or half an hour or whatever time you set for yourself. And by the way, another thing to keep in mind, that when I say that I'll be studying 4 hours, for example, I don't mean I'll be studying 4 hours consecutive, like one after another. I'll be following the 50-10 Pomodoro technique, which I'll be studying for 50 minutes, and then I'll be taking a break for 10 minutes. Sometimes I study for 2 hours and then take a break for 20 minutes instead. But that all depends on how you see it, or how you find yourself more effective. But always take breaks within the time that you're gonna study. Okay, perfect. And then here I'll be just adding study, because I need to study during the time before going out with friends. So study over here until the meeting starts, and then I'll probably need an hour to prepare myself, eat and everything. Perfect. And let's put this under other. So Friday, we have a lecture in the morning. We're gonna rest afterwards. We need to study. This day will be dedicated to studying. Study. This will be dedicated to studying. So study, and perfect, like so. Because we spent the day before out with friends, so this day we need to study a lot. So from 1 until 4, I'll be taking a break. At 4, relax and eat. Actually at 5, not 4. Let's do this. Let's do relax and eat at 5 for 45 minutes maybe. Perfect. And then here we just relax a bit for 1 hour. Relax. And let's just increase the study hours a bit. Yep, we need to study a lot. So on Saturday, since I finished meal prepping for yesterday, I finished meal prepping, so I'll probably have food until Friday. So on Saturday, I need to go buy groceries, and I also need to make food. I need to make food for the week after. So let's see. Saturday in the morning, I'll be putting some 2 hours of work in the morning. Work as well. Either it's videos or maybe something with Discord. Then afterwards, I'll go and buy groceries. Let's do that. Hopefully I can spell groceries. I don't know how to spell groceries. Wait, let's make sure. That's how you spell groceries. Thank you. Perfect. And let's set this to house tasks. Perfect. That's probably gonna take 2 hours, and I'll be back eating and everything. Then afterwards, I need to study a bit more. Like so, study here. So that we study before at night, before the night, because at night I will be making food from 6 until 9. Make food. I'll be making food for the week after. So let's do that. House tasks. Perfect. So it's better to study before doing that, because after making food, I'll be feeling tired and everything. So I'll not be able to have a very effective time studying. So I study before going and making food. And it's nice to study after buying groceries, or before buying, or yeah, after buying groceries, because then I will be out a bit in the fresh air and everything. So relax over here. Perfect. Perfect. And relax and eat as well. Let's do that. So one thing that you might have noticed is missing from here, and that is the exercise. So what I like to do when I schedule my time, I like to see the things that I want to do, like studying and working and everything. Then see what hours I can minimize from one of the things that I can spend on exercising. For example, over here on Wednesday, I can actually remove this hour of studying and change it for exercise. Let's go running. Perfect. So here I have one session of exercise, like so. Perfect. And actually, Friday morning sounds good, just to prepare for the day. I don't like exercising in the morning, but I can do that from time to time sometimes. So this sounds good. This sounds good. Let's put this for running, and also Sunday. Let's do that for running as well. Also Sunday, I have to update the study with Aboody, 24/7 study with Aboody schedule that I will do probably here. Just do this at work. And in the evening, or no, not like that. Oh yeah, by the way, when I make food, I like calling my family and also my friends, talking to them. So that's also a part of this. So on Sunday in the morning, I will be working on whatever I need to do from YouTube or something. Sometimes if I have a lot of things in terms of studying, I will substitute this time with study, but for the time being I will put it as work and see if I will be able to have it as work. And then as well, I can actually do this here during this time. Then I'll be having some studying. Study like so. And then because it's the weekend, I'll be spending some time with friends, and let's just do 2 hours. Not too, we're not gonna do a lot because we already have 5 hours here with friends. So we're going out with friends. I'm probably gonna go to my friend's house and on Sunday. I haven't told him yet. But if it doesn't work, we can schedule something else. So yeah, this sounds good. Maybe some time to relax, see, half an hour. Relax. Perfect. And maybe study 1 hour before going out. Go back to studying. And then prepare to go out, basically. I like to add the things that I'm gonna do. For example, even if like this preparing to go out, some people might not write it down in their calendar, but I like to write it down just to know that I need half an hour to prepare to go out. For example, if I need to go to university, I even sometimes, for example, during exams, I even check what time the bus comes, and the night before, and make sure that I write it down in the calendar the night before, even the week before, just to make sure I write it down in the calendar and know that I need, for example, at 12:15 I need to leave the house because I need to take the bus at 12:23. So yeah, this is basically my week. Don't remember, I don't think I forgot anything. This is how my week most likely will look like. Of course, sometimes things happen. Maybe someone needs help. Someone calls you for an urgent thing. Maybe one day you just woke up a bit later. You can just move this over here and change your calendar a bit and make it be flexible about your calendar. And this we're going to go through very quickly as well when we go back to the presentation. So now we finished scheduling the day, scheduling the week, and all of that. I have a lot of lectures during this week, but I was able to put a lot of study as well, and that is the main objective for this week. That was. So let's go back to the presentation, like so. With that. So some tips and tricks about time management. Since now we talked about the introduction about time management and categorizing your activities. And now let's talk about some tips and tricks that you might need when you are dealing with your calendar. So first one that I want to talk about is don't spend too much time planning your days. Instead actually do what you planned. So a lot of people fall into this trap of taking like hours and hours of their day or of their week, just sitting and planning every detail of their day. As you saw that my schedule is a bit, I know the word is vague or something in English. It's not that detailed. Like, okay, I study from this hour to this hour, but I didn't write down what I will be studying. I didn't write down, for example, as I told you, I will be studying 50-10 Pomodoro technique. I didn't write that down because I don't really need to. Like, I know I will be studying 50 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't really need to write that down. It will not serve me any benefits if I write that down. I know that I'll be studying from 8 until 12, but I don't need to write down those 50 minutes things. That will take time and it will not be necessary or useful. So that's one thing. I don't like writing down what I will be studying because that also depends on how much I was able to finish the day before. So like if I was not able to finish, for example, chapter number 1, which I wanted to finish the day before, maybe I need to put 2 hours from the day after to actually finish that chapter and understand what it's all about. So that's why I don't like writing them down, the things that I will be doing in very detail, like what lecture I'll be studying, because I don't know what will happen. So yeah, the second point is that you will not succeed from the first time. But the most important part is not giving up, because of course, like if you have not planned your time before, if you have not used or scheduled your time before, it's very hard to nail it from the first time. Like you say, okay, today I'll be sleeping at 10 and tomorrow I'll be waking up at 6 in the morning. You go to your bed from 9 and try to sleep and everything. But then at 10 o'clock, you're sitting here using your phone, opening Instagram or Snapchat or whatever social media you're using. And just instead of sleeping at 10, you will sleep at 11. So don't feel bad about this. Okay, it's true that you did not follow your schedule, but it happens. Like it happens to everyone. And sometimes you, let's say, do not feel motivated to start studying at 8 in the morning. Maybe you just need a half an hour extra rest time. It's fine. Just take that half an hour. Make sure to compensate it another time. But don't be too harsh on yourself. Okay? You will fail a lot. And the most important part is that you are trying to improve. Even just coming today and actually trying to watch this time management video is what's the word? It means that you are trying to improve. So which is the most important part. Always try to improve from what you're doing, even though you fail, but you are always seeking improvement. Okay, so the third point is be honest to yourself, which also ties into the point number 2, is that, okay, be honest to yourself. Like, are you tired, very tired, that you cannot do the tasks that you want to do, or are you actively choosing to not do them because they don't sound fun, or they just not give you value in the present moment? For example, you choose studying over YouTube. I mean, of course, if you choose YouTube, it will be more fun. But if you choose studying, then it will be more fun in the future because you will be able to pass the exam that you have. See, so be honest to yourself. Like, the things that I actively choose doing, are they really valuable, or am I just wasting my time right now? So yeah, and then the final part, or the final tip and trick, is change when necessary. So if you, for example, right now, after finishing this presentation, you go and schedule your next week, okay? But then you finish the first day, the second day, and you find out that, okay, I'm not able to wake up at 6 in the morning. Maybe I should change waking up, instead of 6, I maybe should change waking up at 7. Maybe I should change waking up at 8 or 9. Do whatever feels good for you. As I said, the most important part about time management is using the time during your day the most effective way possible. It's not about when you're gonna wake up. It's about what are you gonna do when you wake up. So if you wake up at 10, okay, you still have 11 hours during your day that you can use the most effective way possible. So if you wake up at 10, you may be sleeping at 2 a.m. So you have until 2 a.m. to work on what you need to do. So yeah, change when necessary, be flexible, and you should be good to go. So this is all I have for, all things I have planned for today. Thank you all so much for joining, and I hope that you found it useful or helpful. And I hope that you'll be able, or hope that this presentation made time management or scheduling your time much easier and for you, and that you got a more realistic view of maybe how your day will look like. So right now we're gonna have a small Q&A. Okay, so, and to tie everything up at the end, make sure to keep in mind that you need to stay disciplined. For example, if you are relaxing right now and checking your phone, and then it's time for you to study at 4 p.m., make sure to stay disciplined and actually leave your phone at 4 p.m. and start going back to your studies. Because if you are not disciplined and then you just lay down in your bed and you're feeling relaxed and everything, and then it will be like 4 now, you will say to yourself, okay, I will start studying at 4:05 then, and then it will be 4:05 and you're still sitting down in your bed and relaxing, and you don't go up and you don't study, and then it will take you a long time, maybe until 4:30, until you go up and start studying. So it's very important to stay disciplined. 4 means 4. Leave your phone, shut it off if you're not able to leave it, and just go and start working. And of course, if you're too tired, then do not ignore your health. It's very important to stay healthy. If you are very tired, very sick or something, then definitely do not overwork yourself. Your health is much more important than any of this effective time that you're gonna have. Relax, take your time off, and then maybe you can compensate it in the future. So yeah, thank you so much for joining and watching this video on YouTube. I hope that you found it helpful. This video or this event was live on Discord. So if you would like to be a part of such an event in the future, we're going to have events talking about how to study more effectively, how to take proper notes using Notion, how to use active recall, and so on, and much more events in the future. So if you want to be a part of such events and participate live in the Q&A section as well, and ask any question that you might have, then make sure to click on the first link in the description down below, which will take you to our Discord Study Family Discord server, and join us over there. Thank you so much for watching today, and hope to see you in the next event. Goodbye and stay disciplined. Bye.